Manager Marty here, back with another video. To all of my new viewers and subscribers, allow me to reintroduce myself. I am a professional boxing manager licensed in multiple states across this country. Now, the question tonight is this. If I was managing Terence "Bud" Crawford, how would I manage him to secure the biggest fight, not only in his career, but the most anticipated fight in the last 5 years? So let me give it to you. Let me sit up for this one. I got to sit up for this one. But before I give it to you, right? Before I give you my perspective on how I would have managed Terence "Bud" Crawford to secure this great fight between him and Errol Spence, I encourage you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and guess what you can all do now? You can show your support and make a contribution by clicking on the super thanks icon below. I really would appreciate it because, as you all know at this point, I am a content creator. So now I have to make investments to improve and enhance the visual and audio quality of all of my content. Now let's get right into it. If I was managing Terence "Bud" Crawford, the first thing that I would have done on behalf of my client is this. Knowing that after this Kell Brook fight, the next fight that we would secure will basically be our last fight, fighting under the banner of Top Rank Promotions. So 6 to 8 months prior to the contract between my client Terence Crawford and Top Rank, I would have helped my client Terence Crawford to basically start and begin legally. When I say start and begin, I mean legally, create a business entity for his own promotional company. Yup, first thing I would have done. Then, once we would have secured that, the next step is scouting for some up-and-coming talent. Very important to secure the careers of those up-and-coming hungry lions in the sport of boxing. And we don't have to look far because my client has a huge following in his hometown of Omaha, Nebraska. So we could definitely start there. Now, Kell Brook and Terence Crawford did phenomenally well on ESPN. And you don't have to take my word for it. The statistics has already shown that fight had, I think, a little over 2 million viewers. 2 million viewers. So keep that in mind because I'm going to use that as leverage later on. So now we have the LLC, or the incorporation, the promotion company that Terence Crawford, he has. And then right after that, we done scouted some talent all across the country now. And we're going to start where everybody knows him at. Hometown, Omaha, Nebraska, right? Okay, cool. Now we already have those two things solidified. The third thing I would do is I would go to the executives of ESPN, because at this point, my client has fought under their platform for several years. And the last fight that my client had on their platform was 2 million viewers. Now, of course, it wasn't a pay-per-view revenue generating stream, but it still was on, let's just call it regular ESPN, right? Well, that's where I come into play and use it as leverage, right? I'm going to use it as leverage. The reason why I'm going to use it as leverage is because not only do my client have his own promotion company, not only do he have fighters that he scouted, or we scouted, or some other people that we hired to scout up and coming hungry fighters that's very marketable, but we also have the numbers to prove that every time Terence Crawford fights on ESPN, he does better numbers than basically, I think, almost everybody that fights on ESPN, right? So I'm going to use it as leverage to negotiate an exclusive deal. That's right. So as soon as the contract is expired with Top Rank, we're going to enter into a new promotional agreement, a partnership between my client, Terence Crawford, and his own promotional company and ESPN directly. No promoter, no middleman in between, right? Now, once we secure that, right? Now, of course, I didn't forget, we definitely have a Sean Porter fight coming up, right? In the next few months, according to my timeline. That's good because we're going to secure a bag through the pay-per-view revenue and all the other revenues that Terence is going to basically be compensated with. And that's awesome. Now, what is the significance of me negotiating an exclusive deal with ESPN right after his contract expires with Top Rank? Well, I'm doing that for about maybe 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is because we need some of that network money. We already have a proven track record with them, and they've been making a whole lot of money off of the viewership. So why not deal directly with them? And it will give us an opportunity to showcase the up-and-coming talent in Terence Buzz Crawford promotional company. Not only that, but right after we beat Sean Porter, guess what we want to do? We're going to fight on ESPN, right? And we're going to fight David Evanesian. Hey, we've been cherry-picking him the whole time anyway, way before we fought Sean Porter. So why not fight David Evanesian in our first fight on ESPN with our own promotional company? I think it's great. And it's a good tune-up fight because now we're going to go and negotiate with who? Al Heyman after we knock out David Evanesian. Yup, that's my job as the manager. I can have a lot of leverage going to Al Heyman now that Al Heyman has to respect the fact that not only are we fighting on ESPN, we have an exclusive deal with them. We have other fighters that we are going to actually showcase on the undercard, right, of the Spence and Crawford fight. You see how I put that together? And not only that, but we have our own promotional company. So it's not like we're coming to Al Heyman empty-handed. We have those 3 factors as leverage that we can use to secure the biggest fight of Errol Spence's career and Terence Bud Crawford. And guess what? Al Heyman has to respect it because we duplicated some of the things that Al Heyman has done for the fighters that he have over there at PBC. Is no different. And guess what? Because Al Heyman is a good businessman and he is going to respect the hustle. He's going to respect the grind. He's going to respect the paperwork. He's going to respect the fact that we have all those 3 things that we're going to use as leverage to be able to negotiate a fair deal for Terence Crawford. And guess what? Bam! Fight's done. Fight's done. And guess how we're going to do it? We're going to secure the fight not just 1 time, not just 2 times, but 3 times. And you know how we're going to do that? You know how we're going to do that 3 times? Because even if Crawford beats Spence the first time, you already know it's going to be an automatic rematch. And we're going to take that rematch clause in consideration within 6 to 8 months after the first fight. So we're going to secure 2 bags, 2 major bags, 2 big paydays within 6 to 8 months, right? And then in the 3rd fight, it's up in the air. Here's the point that I'm making. The reason why we're going to have the network ESPN behind us in an exclusive deal when we go to Al Heyman and use it as leverage, because my whole reason for going through ESPN in the first place is so that Showtime or Fox can basically have a bidding war with ESPN. What do I mean by that? Well, Buzz going to be fighting on ESPN, and then Spence fights on Showtime and or Fox, right? So make them 2 networks have a bidding war. And if they can't bid properly, which I know they can because they've done it in the past, and what I mean by in the past, then you make them come together and bring both networks together. You know, like they did Wilder and Fury 3. You know, they had ESPN was the platform that Fury had behind him. And then Fox had Deontay Wilder, right, on their platform, and they came together. And everybody makes money and everybody wins. Oh, I did my job. Oh yeah, no, I didn't do my job because I'm not finished yet. Tune into the subsequent video following this one, and I'm going to tell you how, if I was managing Errol Spence Jr. to secure the biggest fight in his career to fight Terence Crawford. Y'all already know how I'm going to end this video, right? Y'all don't? Some of y'all forgot? Okay. Don't take my word for it. Roll the tape.